Right, we're back again. And as we had finished in the last one, I painted the outside of my box using Artiste. Whoops, a lady there. It's Artiste that red acrylic paint. You can pick these up. Some places do them at 99 pence, so just do shop around. If you're getting a few colours, I would say, I think I found, was it Samuel Taylor's was the cheapest? I'm sure Samuel Taylor's was 99 pence each, but there's a minimum spend on it. You can get them elsewhere for free delivery, just have a look. The inside of the box, I am using the Dylusions Postbox Red ink, and you'll see it gives a decent coverage and it merges with the outside then without taking forever for it to dry. I mean, that's almost dry just now, and I'm just about to do the lid with it now, so you'll see it's just moving back and forwards just to cover it. Maybe dip in. And honestly, a tiny wee bit of this goes a long way. And just make sure you're getting into the wee nooks and crannies from under the box. Maybe dip in. And turn it. Do that side. I usually end up with this all over me anyway. I am honestly one of the messiest crafters I know. I just can't paint a box without wearing the colour. Or if I'm using mediums, or I end up covered in the medium. And it's not on purpose, it's just what happens. A bit too much on that, but I'll just go over the base again. And I'm just touching up the sides there to take away the box colouring, because it's so close to the colour of the paint anyway, it won't make any difference. And I'm just going to give Amir a second wee coat, just so it all ties in. There you go, that's the inside of the box done. And I'm just going to touch up, because there is a few wee bits of card showing there that I don't want. But that's where I was talking about the imperfections. And if they show too much, what I will do is just touch them up with a wee bit of acrylic paint, which will go over it better than what the ink does. And as I said, you're using virtually nothing ink wise, and using the brush you get a lot more control with it. Right, so for the lid, what am I going to do with it? What do we think? I'll do a wee spray. Yeah, I'm going to do a spray. I think I will also add a few wee hearts, maybe going down the way. It's going to be a feminine box, just decided. Right, so what am I going to do here? What am I going to do? I'm going to use these two, and I'm just going to die cut them out first. So I'll move that aside just now, and die cut these out. And as you'll see, my board's an absolute mess, and I don't care, it still cuts. And I'm not changing it until it doesn't cut anymore. So I'm going to cut a few of these wee hats out, and I'll just layer that on top, I think, maybe. Should cut okay. I'll just cut those ends bit off. And as you'll see, I'm not really wasting any of this because mirror card's expensive, and you can get a fair bit out of scraps, so just don't throw away scraps until you know you're going to get absolutely no more use out of them. So here we go, throwing it through and back. So it's a couple of wee hearts, and I can get back in my scrap for carry down and out. I think also need it again. And I've got the magnetic platform on, and I absolutely love it. It just works fabulously. Right, so what I'm thinking of is 1 and 2, like that, then having a wee spray down this side, and then what I'll probably do is maybe put a wee feather or some spray. And then we can have a sentiment here. I don't want to have it too OTT, so I'm just going to cut these down. And I've got small red roses there as well. 10 minutes. As I said, this is a super quick box. You can take more time, and if I'm honest, I would probably coat this. In fact, you know something, I think I actually might, because I don't want it to be scuffed up after a few days. Right, where did they go? I had small red roses out. I don't know what I've done with them. I pulled them out from a little bit. Right there. And then we've got over 2. Might be enough. We'll see. So yeah, I'm going to coat it. I've got Mod Podge there. And it's just a really quick coat, and I'm not that overly fussed on how well it's covered and stuff, because it's just to give it a protection really. And this will probably leak slightly. It'll make the paint bleed a wee bit. While I'm waiting, I'm just going to plug in my hot glue guns, because I'm going to need that as well. Max, can you move, sweetheart? Sitting right under my chair. Yeah, he's got a bed sitting in the corner. Right, so I'm going to pour. In fact, you know, I'm not going to use Mod Podge because it's glossy and it tends to leave a residue on it. So I think I'll use some. Max, go on your bed, baby. Thank you. I'm going to just use some PVA. And that's just a Haagen-Dazs lid that I'm using. Don't throw anything out. Adding a wee bit of water to it, just to thin it out a wee bit, as you'll see there. And the reason I'm doing it separate from the tub is I don't want it to, if it bleeds slightly, which it probably will, I don't want it to leak all over the full tub of paint, or the tub of Mod Podge or glue. And just as I said, it's a really quick coat. I'm not taking too much time over it. Underneath just now. And it'll just give it a really nice base that won't be easily scuffed. There you go, that's that coat done. And as I said, it will not take that long to dry because it's just watered down PVA. I just don't want the nasty lines in it. Right, and I'm going to do the outside of the box, just the four sides. Not bothered about the insides, and I'm definitely not bothered about the base because that'll be covered. Outside of the box, not sure whether to add a braiding to it or whether to add a lace or stamping, heat emboss it. I'm not 100% on it yet. Sorry, I'm out of shot. I'm just coating this, making sure that it's protected. Because if you've got to take the time to do a box, you want to make sure that the person that receives it is going to be able to keep it for a fair amount of time, if not years, because it's a useful item to store things in, so it will get handled and you're not wanting them to chip off bits of paint or for paint to get scuffed easily. So this just prevents that, and as I said, it doesn't take long to dry. That's it. So that's that coat done. In there with that, up there with that, and we'll come back to these. And what I've got here is small roses. I'm going to add a few of these tiny ones. I'm going to need to buy another load of these. I'm dying for them to get back to work so I can get some. Because I've even run out of my white, and I would normally just use white and colour them, but I'm starting to even run out of them. What have I got in here? Here are the yellow ones. I might just use them actually. And just roughly paint over them. I'm just going to chop a few off. No. Right, so I've got a wee bit of the red Glamour Dust paint, and I'm not using a great deal. All I'm going to do is just put my sponge on the top of it and just give it a wee shake, rub off the excess. So that's all I've got on it. Wait a minute, that's a bit bloody freeze. You'll see there, that's all I've got on it. And all I'm doing is just going to be dabbing over the top, and hopefully you'll be able to see just the odd wee sparkle there, because I don't want it to be too blingy. I think there's enough red on it without us going absolutely crazy red. And I just love this Glamour Dust paint. It is so versatile. You're not having to use thousands of it to get a nice effect. And as I said, that's only just dabbing it on to the roses. Those ones done. Now for the other ones, I think I'm going to need to paint them first with a wee bit of my Dilutions, the Postbox Red one again. So that's a bit glary. And to be honest with you, I won't be using a lot. It will just literally be a touch on the end, because I try and keep the greens. So what I'm doing is just peeling back the leaves on that. You'll see them getting peeled back. And if it doesn't work that way, I'll take the green leaves off, because they'll be going in amongst things anyway, and you're not going to see them. No, they've came back alright. You can see that there. The leaves are tucked right back. And all you're doing is just dipping the end of your brush into it. Oops. There is literally a drop on it, and just paint it over it. You might need to add a wee bit of water just to spread the colour a bit. Absolutely fine. In fact, I think I probably would have been better doing that first, actually wetting the rose. But it's alright, it's fine. Can make do the now. But I'll do that with the next one. I'll just wet it before I start, to give the ink a good base to start from. And you'll find if there's any glue on your roses where they've stuck them together, you will need to go over it a few times with your paint, because it tends to resist it. Yeah, I'm definitely going over it with water the next time. But folks, that's your Yellow rose, now red. Right, I'm going to go because that's just over the 20 minutes. And what I'll do while I'm off is just paint these last couple of wee roses, and then I'll come back and start decorating. Thanks for watching, speak to you soon.